So today is one of those yearly projects for the tiny house where it's more of maintenance than improvements, but it is resealing the whole house. So we have cedar siding, and once a year what we do, or thereabouts once a year, what we do is bring the tiny house to a car wash. So, but right before we moved into our new parking spot, we brought the tiny house to a car wash that had good enough clearance for us to get it in there, and also had a scaffolding so I could get up high enough to wash, to pressure wash those top windows up there, and even the roof. So if you do ever move your house and have a chance, bring it to a car wash where you can actually get it underneath the roof and pressure wash it, because it is so clean when it comes out of there. It's absolutely beautiful. I loved it. So today I'm gonna be sealing the whole outside of the house with some Thompson's water seal. So what that does is it puts a waterproofing on the actual wood, and this is again all cedar siding. This is the rough side, so it actually gets a little dirtier than the really finished side. So this is all kind of still rough, so it does really hold on to the dirt. My plan is to hit it with a broom a little bit, see if I can get whatever dirt that's on it off, and then go across the whole house with a roller of Thompson's water seal. And I've done it a couple of different ways. I've done it with a sprayer. I've done it before with a small 2-inch roller, 2-inch, 4-inch, maybe something smaller, where it's just about as wide as one of these slats. And those work great, but I have a full-size roller with a thick nap, and you know, doing it that way before seems like the best. The sprayer is great. It just doesn't feel like it sticks as well. So I can tell the house really needs it, because when you get towards the bottom of the house, you can see the yellow turn to white, and the white means it's been getting wet and dry constantly. So there is absolutely no moisture inside those pieces of wood, and I need to put it back in. So hopefully it won't take me too long. I'm gonna get started on it. Nice. So I ended up getting a 5-gallon bucket of Thompson's water seal, because it takes about, you know, 4 gallons of the Thompsons to actually cover the whole house. And it was cheaper to buy a 5-gallon bucket than it was to buy the 4 gallons. So I bought the 5-gallon bucket. And we have some teak furniture over here, a little teak patio set. I figure I'm gonna sand it down anyway, so I'll just use that water seal on that guy, so it's not going to waste. One other thing, I didn't know if you noticed what I was doing, but I also had a milk jug with me, and that was to wipe my, I don't know if you can see this, wipe my brush off to get that gross stuff. That's basically, you know, you're doing this on the house and you're taking all of the dirt on the house off with the paintbrush. So as I'm sticking it in the clean sealer, putting it on the house, I would, you know, from time to time take my brush and rub it off to get that gross stuff off. Ugh. So I didn't get it in the good stuff and then put it all over the house again. So if you didn't notice, that's what I was doing with the milk jug. It's a good idea to do that. So this morning I got to finish sealing the rest of the house. So I had to do things like took our sign down. It's really not much prep. One of the boards on the deck was moving a little bit, so I got under there and screwed it up, so I stopped moving. We've had our house built for 5 years now, and I've done this 4 times so far. So it should really be done every year. I think the first time I did it, I waited 2 years. can't stress enough that after you pressure wash it, let it sit for about a week to dry, and then make sure you brush it off with some kind of brush or broom that works to get all of the little bits of dust off, because you don't want them getting into your brush and in your roller and getting all over your house, so, and staying there permanently. All right, so I'm gonna get started on the front of the house. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the whole house. And thank you for Alexis for holding the ladder for me. If you can see her in there.
Hey.
One of the other things on the trailer that really needs to be fixed are these rust spots I have on our wheel wells. And I'm actually thinking it's a manufacturer problem, because it's in the same like if you have it's basically in the same place on the other side. So I don't understand what's going on. So, and there's actually another place on this one that's popping up a little bit. So I need to like rough sand, then fine sand, and then reseal paint these spots, these rusty spots. And there's probably some, I know there's some underneath. I just don't have time to jack the house up and do that. But so I just got some paint. Nothing, it sticks to any surface is what it says. So I'm not priming it, I'm just gonna paint it a lot. That's my idea. I'm gonna sand it with, like, you know, 80 grit sandpaper, and then maybe do it 2 more times with something like 220, and then maybe, I think I have 1,000 somewhere, so I might do all of those. And honestly, it's really all about the coverage of the paint as opposed to how well I sand it down. So that's better. All right. I would imagine primer would be a good thing to put on here first, but I'm going straight to paint. Under here, I don't spray the wheel. And I'm not great at painting. Spray painting anyway. But that already looks better. All right. Wow. I let that go too long. I've spray painted it a couple of times, but didn't sand it. And I wish I had just sanded it, because I literally I was looking at the timer on the clock, and now it says 9 minutes. So it didn't take long at all to do it. I am gonna let that dry and maybe do like 2 more coats. There'll be 3 coats total, and I'll see how it looks, and it'll probably be golden. But now I gotta do the other side, which is a little worse. There's a little, I can see that there's paint bubbling up, so I'm gonna have to scrape that that bubbled paint off of that side and finish a little bit more. So let's go do that. I thought Winnie hated the noise of this thing. Apparently I was wrong. Because she's laying right there. So something I just realized, I should probably give you guys a little bit of history about this trailer. So you know how long it took for this to happen. Well, we started building our tiny house in 2014, and that's when we got the trailer. So this is 6 years old, just this trailer. The house is 5 years old, because it took me about, I guess 3 or 4, or maybe about 6 months before I started building on the trailer. some work. And you probably have tips for me, but it's too late. I've already done it. Because I'm not, like I said, I'm not a pro. I'm just trying to keep up with tiny house maintenance. Already looks better. Man. All right, I'm just gonna go put another coat on the other side and let this one dry. You can probably see how pitted it is right there. So that's all from that rust. So, you know, and you can see the edge right there. I could have blended that a little bit better, but I didn't with the sanding. So that's totally my fault. But it already looks so much better. Up here looks really good. That is way better. Let's go check out the other side. This side just looks better than the other side. You know, it's nice and shiny, but it wasn't as pitted. So that's probably part of it, you know. It looks really good. So I banged out 2 projects in, I know it was like 5 hours yesterday and like 3 or 4 hours today. So, you know, 8 hours. I don't know, it took me about 20 minutes to do both sets of fender wells, so that's not that bad. So that's what some of the tiny house maintenance is like. It's dealing with a trailer and dealing with a house. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. But also, we have a Patreon if you guys are interested, where Alexis and I do a monthly live chat where we talk about everything tiny, so you can get a lot of your questions answered. So go check that out. Should be on the page here, and a couple other videos that you might like. All right? I'm gonna go clean all this stuff up. See you guys later.